Hey, my name is Thomas, and today finally there's my review of the TT Artisan 50mm f1.2 for APS-C cameras. So let's have a go. So this is the second out of a series of 3 lenses that this emerging Chinese brand TT Artisan is issuing. The first one came out last year and I already reviewed it. It was the 35 f1.4, and now we've got the 50 f1.2 on sale since I think late December or early January 2021. 2 months ago. I actually ordered this lens back then directly from China. It didn't arrive, so I had to order it from another dealer in Europe. I'm just mentioning that I still think that TT Artisan would have some more success in Europe if they had a better distribution network. As all the other TT Artisan lenses, this is fully manual. That means you don't have any electric communication with your camera. So if you're using a camera with IBIS, for example, you need to dial in the focal length of this lens manually somewhere in the camera menu to make the IBIS work. Also, aperture is fully manual. It's got a very nice aperture ring with half-stop clicks from f1.2 right down to f16. And the focusing, again fully manual of course, from infinity to 0.5 meters. Again, this lens, as the 35mm, has this feature that it has a hard stop at infinity. On my copy it's perfect, it really works. I can just hit infinity and shoot something that's 500 meters away and it's just spot on. So this time they got it right, but there might be some variation. And I assume there are some small set screws here that people that are good in tinkering can adjust this even at home. Apart from that, not a lot to say. It's got, let me look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's got a 10-bladed aperture. It should make very, very nice Sunstars. We're gonna try that out as well. There are some small design touches I also really like on this lens, like these nice 2 tabs on the aperture ring, or this fluted design of the focus ring that a little bit resembles an old size Contra-X lens, and also this large area that doesn't move or anything. So this is very handy if you want to remove the lens from the camera. It all shows that they put some thought into it to make it look elegant but also handle pretty well in a classic way. There's some more interesting things when you shoot this. This lens is so fast, you need to make sure that the electronic shutter in your camera is activated. And on Fuji cameras you've got a menu option that it uses both a mechanical shutter up to 1/4000th of a second, and then electronic shutter, which goes up to 32,000th of a second or something like that. And in this light you really need that, otherwise you cannot shoot with open aperture. This is a very classic 7 lens element design. I found an old Minolta lens. It was a 50 f1.2 I think. I put the link in the description below. That has a very, very similar optical design. 7 lens elements, no special glass, in 5 groups. So the performance to expect from such a lens is also sort of classic. Another brick wall test, huh? So this is a series I shot from f1.2 right through f4, and we see how good the brick wall will be on the picture. First thing we see is vignetting. At f2 it's already almost gone, which is a very good performance. Overall, the images even at open aperture are very contrasty, that's also very good. Center sharpness is okay at f1.2, it sharpens up to perfect level in the center at f2.8. Where this lens struggles is border and corner performance. Maybe a bit unexpected of a short telephoto prime, on the other hand maybe expected of a classic f1.2 formula. You really have to stop down beyond f4 for great border sharpness. I would suggest f5.6 or even f8 for architecture and landscape shots, then it's crisp from corner to corner. So performance is good, but it's far from perfect. This thing is called Father and Son. It's a sculpture. I put the name of the artist here in the video, that has been around here since a long time. And it's sort of life-size, so it should give some impression of the bokeh of this lens, because you buy a 50 of 1.2 because of the bokeh. Well, despite the criticism, this lens is sharp at f1.2 and also very contrasty. What's really nice about this lens again is the mechanical quality. This really feels almost like a Folklander lens. The smooth focusing ring and the delicate clicks of the aperture. There's really nothing to criticize here. A very, very good job that TT Artisan has delivered. As for distortion, you should dial in some correction like +5 in Lightroom. Again, not a superb performance, but expected of a classic 1.250. Did I say how much I love this hard stop at infinity feature? It makes shooting sometimes a real breeze. Let's check for chromatic aberration here. I take a series of shots starting at f1.2 and then through 2.8 to see how good or bad this lens can handle it. Regarding chromatic aberration, as we see, the performance is pretty solid. My verdict of this lens, again, very, very positive. As with the 35 f1.4, I think we've got a manual focus winner here. It depends a lot on the price that you have to pay. I paid 85 euros for a brand new lens. I've seen them for 135, 149 new, which is maybe already a little bit too expensive because there are many other options coming up. But hey, what sort of times do we live in that a 50 f 1.2 quality lens is below 100 euros or dollars? The mechanical quality of this lens is just sort of fantastic for this price. It really feels like a very nice lens. It doesn't feel like a budget lens at all. And the optical quality, as expected, it's not super special. It's sort of a classic formula, and it shows, but it delivers very crisp, clear images. Contrast is good right at open aperture. Sharpness builds up at f.2 already, and even open aperture, it's not unsharp. You can really do great portrait shots or even detail shots with a lot of resolution. So there's a lot to like. I only have 3 more or less minor quibbles with this lens. Number 1 is, again, we get this screw-on metal lens hood, which is not as quick as a snap-on one. And number 2, there is no lens hood delivered. This lens has some weakness with stray light, so you really should use a lens hood at times. And number 3, also minor, but 0.5 meters is the minimum focus distance, whereas the 35 from TT Artisan focuses down to 28 centimeters. So I'd really have liked this to focus down to maybe like 30, 35-ish or something. But again, that's also just a minor fault. Overall, I really recommend this lens if you're a guy who likes to shoot manual focus lenses. So that's it for today. I hope you found this interesting and useful. If you've got any questions or comments, write something in the comment section below. I love to read all your comments, and I will happily answer every single one of them. Apart from that, also leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet, and also hit the small bell button so you get a notification when I post my next video, which will be hopefully next week. So I hope to see you soon. Thanks and bye.